everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura, and today we are doing another pick a card reading, and this time we are asking, what did they realize? Who are we talking about? I have no idea. If you felt drawn to this reading and you have someone specific in mind, then that's who this reading's for, I guess. I just felt drawn to ask this question. I don't know if this is going to be about one of your exes or former friends or current relationship or a coworker or something. If you just feel in your intuition that someone in particular realized something about you, something about your connection, then keep watching, okay? So just consciously acknowledge that you're having that intuitive nudge, consciously acknowledge in your mind who this person is, and then once you've done so, select a card pile that you feel most drawn to. Just use your intuition. Don't overthink it. Don't, pick a pretty stone or your favorite number. Like, literally just look at these cards, look at these stones, and select whichever one is calling out to you. We have group number 1 with the moonstone and sandstone, group number 2 with the rose quartz and the red jasper, and group number 3 with the rose calcite and the tiger eye jasper. Once you've selected your group, you can skip ahead using the timestamps, or you can watch through. Okay, group number 1. We have a lot of cards here, as you can see. So how this is going to work is these cards over here are going to represent what your person realized about themselves in this connection. Over here we have what they realized about you in this connection. And then this card and the tarot will represent what they realized about the connection itself. So let's start with themselves. We have Autumn. This is a card about letting go. This is a card about having to kind of collect things, gather resources, energy, and just save things up, Maybe, I don't know why, first impression, I feel like this person might have lost a lot of friends or relationships, or they might have burned a lot of bridges in their life, and, they're really trying to savor the connections that they do have, okay? But that's just one interpretation. We have Panther, okay? They see themselves as the panther in this connection. That is a fire energy, so they could be Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or have those placements in their chart, specifically Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, but they don't have to. They can also just exhibit a lot of fire energy of passion. We have the 6th chakra in reversed, third eye blind. We have anxiety in reversed. Yeah, actually these kind of go hand in hand, because when your 6th or third eye chakra is out of balance, it causes a ton of anxiety and a ton of depression. But I think this person's starting to realize, first off, just how not perceptive they are in this connection. Like, group number 1, you might be, pretty psychic, pretty good at picking up on, what lies beneath words, and you can read between the lines. This person is really bad at that, and I think they're starting to realize that. Maybe something they consciously realized is that they literally just cannot understand what you're trying to say to them unless you directly say it. Maybe that is something that you both have discovered together, and you both came to the realization that if you, group number 1, have a problem with this person, you literally just have to be super direct, because this person just has a really hard time picking up on passive aggressiveness or like nonverbal ways of communicating. I almost wonder for some of you if this person is on the autistic spectrum, because the vibe that they're kind of giving me, and they don't have to be obviously, but they kind of are just giving me the vibe that they cannot just pick up on things if it's not being said to them, you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. People who are like this, they just require total honesty and transparency and fantastic communication skills from the people around them. So there's nothing wrong with that. We have contract in reversed. Interesting. Let me just pull out all the cards and take a good look at them before we start diving deep into all of them, so get a full picture of everything. So for you, how they view you in this connection, we have the balancing act. Beautiful here. And I'm also getting like a lot of nighttime energy, starry energy, dreamy energy. So yeah, I don't know if you resonate with any of these things. Oh, by the way, as we pull these cards, if any signs, spirit guides, or synchronicities that you see happening a lot come up for you, take that as confirmation that this is your reading. We have the tarantula in reverse coming out for you. And this is what they realized about you. So this isn't necessarily like who you are as a person 100%. This is just what they realized about you when it comes to this connection. We have cornucopia. We have storm warning. Ooh, I wonder if they stirred your pot recently in a bad way. And we have the magician and the mirror. Okay. Right away, like from these cards, I can just tell, group number one, that you're probably the one that wears the pants in this connection. I don't know. Your person seems really passive. They seem to not quite understand how to really like lead people, understand how to be an initiator. I think they have a lot of anxiety that they're learning to let go of. I wonder if your person just recently started therapy or journaling or some type of anti-anxiety technique. Like maybe they started meditating or doing breathing exercises, but I'm really seeing them realizing that their anxiety, their overthinking, and their inability to pick up on nonverbal forms of communication have affected this relationship in a more negative way, I would say. Also, you also have some fire energy here, so this is kind of showing me that you're both showing up in this connection, this friendship, this relationship, with a lot of passion and a lot of just fieriness, you know? I feel like when it comes to fiery energy, it's never subtle. It's a very bright connection. It's very much, you know, on the forefront of both of your minds, this connection. Yeah. But before we dive deep, let's get all the cards out. I always do this. Okay, the Tower reversed is coming out as what they realized about the connection. Eee. 8 of Wands. 6 of Wands. 5 of Wands. And the 3 of Swords. Okay, and again, we have tons of fire energy going on here. With all the Wands cards, that would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then here, how they view or what they realized about the relationship, we have chaos and conflict. Oh dear. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here, group number one. So what did your person realize about your connection? Let's look at these cards first because they're telling a story here. First off, we have the Chaos and Conflict card right here, and then we have the 5 of Wands right here. Both of these cards are basically the same thing. It represents a lot of arguing, a lot of just kind of chaos in general. I feel like even if you're not arguing, there's just a chaotic element to this relationship as a whole. We have so much fire energy here and it's unbalanced, you know? When we have a relationship that's all fire energy and it's possessed of all fire energy, it's going to be extremely passionate, spiritual, exciting, mesmerizing in the beginning of the connection. But then it can really quickly turn into a passionate back and forth, arguing, not seeing eye to eye, because with all that fire energy, you know, fire really brings out our passions and our desire to defend ourselves. You know, it's fire energy represents the ego. It represents self. It represents independence, really. If you think of all the fire signs, Aries represents the self, literally. Leo represents the ego and entertainment and the self. And then Sagittarius kind of represents that mature self, that, you know, independence, that ability to go out and pursue higher learning and spirituality on your own as an individual, right? On your own spiritual journey. So we have 2 people here, or at least one person here, and I think it's you, group number 1, with the tarantula coming out here and with the balancing act coming out here. I think your person realized that you're actually the patient and calm one in this connection, especially with the balancing act card here. We see here you kind of balancing a lot of different things. This is an emotional intelligence, like trying to balance new exciting things in this connection while also, you know, remaining grounded and taking things slow. I believe, group number 1, that you want to take things slower than this person when it comes to this connection. So for example, if you're friends, this person might want to go out all the time and, you know, just do so many things, and you're just like, all right, slow down there, cowboy, you know, I need to, you know, save my money. I need to, focus on my abundance and, things like that. If this is a romantic connection, this person might have wanted to dive headfirst into it with this panther energy. With the panther energy, once it sees something at once, it goes super fast. It's the fastest animal in the world, right? The cheetah. And panthers are very similar. So your person really, really, really had a lot of feelings here about this connection, lots of passion about this connection. And they're starting to realize that, and you know what, I feel like for many of you, this is actually a connection that is like an ex or someone you're in separation with, or if you're like dating this person or seeing this person, it's just not seeming like it's still like you're in separation in a way. I see two individuals. I don't see a full-blown couple. And even if you are a couple, like there's still this element of like, it's not quite coupley as a connection. Does that make sense to you? If you're in that predicament, like there's just a lack of intimacy, a lack of seeing eye to eye on things. I see two complete individuals focusing on themselves right now. Like I don't see this as a committed relationship. In fact, with contract reversed, coming out for what they realized about themselves, this card represents a lack of commitment. So this person might have realized that they have commitment issues, or like the scales of a committed relationship for them are unbalanced in some way. And I do feel that your person is kind of realizing something when it comes to codependency. So they might realize that in the past or even in the present, their natural urge is to have a codependent style relationship where they rush into things and it's super passionate in the beginning, but they really require that attention and that passion to just carry on, and it can be really draining for the other person. So they're kind of approaching this, I would say they're realizing that they might have an anxious attachment style when it comes to relationships, where they might be a little bit clingy, a little bit fast moving, really wanting to jump into things, and they put a lot of their self-value and self-worth into relationships. And I think they're starting to realize that they did that to you, and that's why things couldn't really develop either yet or in the past, or continue to develop until we broke down this weak foundation. So with the Tower card in reversed, first off, this is a really powerful and kind of negative card. So I definitely am getting the feeling that your person that you asked about, they have some kind of sadness here, some kind of grievances. They're grieving when it comes to this connection and like how you're not together in the way that they want to be, I want to say. Like maybe they're just really sad that it didn't work out if you're an ex, or maybe they're just really just upset that things aren't moving forward in the way that they want. But with the Tower card in reversed, it's definitely showing that they did not expect to have all these feelings for you. It kind of hit them like a ton of bricks. And this is definitely a spiritual connection with a karmic element to it. So you came into their life and they realized that like just you existing and you kind of being I definitely see you as the person who probably has a secure attachment style. Sorry, I always forget to turn my phone notifications off. I see you might have a secure attachment style, or, if anything, you might be a little bit avoidant. But like, you like to take a healthy pace when it comes to connections. And you like to, make sure that everything in your life stays balanced. You're not giving off codependent energy like they are, when it comes to, like, if this is a romantic relationship, from the beginning, they might have wanted to dive headfirst into it and spend all this time with you. And you're like, okay, yeah, but I still need to, see my friends and work at my job and, keep up with my hobbies. Like you approach your life from a very balanced perspective. And even when you are in the throes of passion or excitement for a new friend or a new relationship, you still try to keep that balanced approach in your connections. And so I'm just seeing you, group number 1. Did I call you group number 3 earlier? I swear to God, I'm losing my mind when it comes to that. Like, this is like the 3rd time I did that or thought I did that, this week. But yeah, so I see you as just somebody who kind of has their stuff together. And even if, group number one, you feel like you don't have your stuff together, you feel like you're not this balanced, peaceful person, this is just what your person's realizing about you. So you might not have realized this about yourself. And so if this doesn't resonate with you, and if you're like, I just don't know if I'm exactly a balanced person, I might view myself as like overly emotional and blah, blah, blah. No, I don't see you that way at all. And this person doesn't either. I think other people in your life see you as this balanced person. And this person's like realizing that about you. They're realizing like, oh, so, when group number one was trying to take things a bit slower, or when they were just trying to prioritize other areas of their life outside of me, like that wasn't supposed to be a personal attack on me. That's just them being an emotionally mature person and a healthy person and somebody who doesn't give in to codependency. So yeah. And with this cornucopia card, your person just sees you as everything that they would want in, whatever your connection is, in a friend, in a lover, in a long-term relationship, whatever. They see you as everything that they want and more. Like, that's why the Tower came out in reverse. Like, they were not expecting to meet somebody like you. They didn't think that they could meet someone as awesome as you are, so they have a ton of love for you, lots of feelings for sure. And they definitely see you as somebody who has their life together, especially with the Magician and the Mirror here. I feel like, I don't know if it's that you have more experience than this person, but there's just something about you that gives off this experienced leadership, knows what you're talking about type of energy. And so I think, and also this card shows that like you're the type of person who you might want something and then you go ahead and get it, You go ahead and get it and you put in the work and you do it, and they really admire that quality in you. But this is the card that made me think that you wear the pants in this connection, like you have the power in this connection. Because the Magician card is all about having power. It's all about power and control in a positive way when it's upright like this. So your person is starting to realize, like, group number one, man, they're a lot more healthier and more mature than perhaps I have been in this connection, Storm warning, though. Let's talk about it. So with this card, it definitely is like a prediction of, oh, I'm going to get a heaping wrath of something, if I stay where I'm at, So for whatever reason, and, with Storm warning, with chaos and conflict, with the Five of Wands, I wonder, group number one, what this storm is. Why does your person think that, oh man, what is it, that if they come forward, it's not going to work? Or if they come forward, it's going to open up a can of worms and you're going to get mad at them or angry at them. Have you ever gotten angry at them, I wonder? By the way, if you're wondering why this tarantula card is in reverse, this kind of shows somebody who is at the brink of a really important decision in their life. And so I feel like there is a really important decision that needs to be made about this connection. Like, are we going to fully let it go? Are we going to deepen the level of commitment? Or what? I feel like where it's at currently is causing a lot of pain. And so your person's starting to realize, like, they have to do something about this connection, because if they keep staying where they are energetically, they're just going to keep putting them in this Three of Swords energy and this anxiety, and they're trying to let go of that anxiety, This card's actually pretty good. In reverse, it shows that they have consciously recognized that they do have some issues with anxiety, and they might be working on that, so that's really good. But with the Autumn card, they realize that they have to fully let go of this, or they have to move it forward in some way. Like, they can't stay in this purgatory energy. And that's where I think you are right now, in like a purgatory. And I do really, really think that they want to move things forward with you. They want to be successful. They want to be happy in this connection. They want to be successful with you. They don't want to burn this bridge. But there's so much fire energy here. And how can we control it? Because if this fire energy keeps getting out of control, and if conflicts and chaos keep coming up, if this storm comes to fruition, that's so much fire energy that it will burn the bridge, You see how these words kind of play into each other, like burning bridges? When you have to burn a bridge with somebody, it's because there's too much fire energy in your connection, I am an energy reader first. That's like my most natural and strong psychic ability, and I'm just reading into the energy of this connection and seeing fire everywhere. So we need a little bit, and look here with the Magician and the Mirror reverse, see how they're realizing that you're the one who has fire, yes, because it's a fire connection, but you also have this magical water, you have ice, and you have balance. You can control yourself, you can balance yourself. And the tarantula is an animal of balance. It's a spirit animal of moving slowly but at a good pace when it comes to decision making, when it comes to life changes. The only negative side of it being in reverse is that it might be like an over intellectual energy. So you're somebody who is naturally more at home and comfortable in your intuition, naturally more comfortable in your psychic energy, group number 1. But when it comes to this connection, you've been using your mind way too much. You've been like over analyzing the poo out of this connection when this card's out in reverse. And I think group number 1, your person, they're realizing that, you're kind of overthinking some elements of this connection, and it's causing some emotions. So definitely, some advice for you is to control your thoughts. Control your thoughts. If you're actively still talking to this person, you really need to address what your triggers are. You need to address what your issues are. So for example, if you get jealous or something, or if there's a problem that you have with this person, really ask yourself first, well, where is this feeling coming from? And really get down to the nitty-gritty, Every time I have a negative emotion, I always do this ritual where I close my eyes and I ask myself, where did this come from? And then clairvoyantly, I kind of see these images. And for you, if you're not used to clairvoyance, it'll definitely feel like imagination. So whatever, if you need to use the word imagination, do that. And then imagine, where this feeling's coming from. So if you get like a ping of jealousy, if you get a ping of, fear, why aren't they committing to me, or why aren't they talking to me, like really get to the root of that and see that visual and really ask, where is this coming from, and then see what comes up in your mind, see what intuitive knowings come up in your mind that will tell you where that is coming from. And then from there, you ask yourself, okay, well, how do I address this in the healthiest way possible? And again, intuitive knowings will come in just like that. Maybe it'll be like, well, communicate this with them. Tell this person that you had this little jealousy, or don't communicate it. Just let it go and move on, if it's jealousy, especially. Sometimes it's best to just understand. You know what I do when I'm jealous? If I'm ever jealous, I'm not really a jealous person, but if I'm ever jealous, when it comes to another person, so like let's just say like a friend is spending a lot of time with another friend and I'm not being invited or something, I don't know, something like that, I think our first instinct is to kind of think negatively about the person that you're jealous of, so the other friend, right? So what I do when I'm jealous is I'll try to think really positive thoughts about that person that I'm jealous of, I'll be like, they're a really awesome person, and it's awesome that, they're spending one-on-one time with that friend, It really does help. I can't describe it. You just got to try it out for yourself. But so yeah, group number 1, we do see some, you have some emotions here. And you know what? I think I'm looking at this card even closer, right? It comes back to the fire element. The lightning there, that's fire. Right? That's the element of fire. And it's coming from where? The clouds, the rain, which is water. And the element of water is your emotions. All right. So we need to learn how to balance your emotions with how you act. Or wait, no, that did not come out right. You need to practice, handling your own emotions and then not letting those emotions make you act in ways that are damaging to the relationships around you, specifically to this relationship, okay? Yeah, because I think your person's afraid of an emotionally charged reaction from you. Because I really do feel, especially with the Eight of Wands, that they want to come forward to you about something. They want to come back into your life or to move things forward with you, or maybe have a difficult conversation for sure. Because they're dealing with difficult emotions right now, you know? They're realizing that, you know, they just weren't, like, they need to take care of themselves right now, and that's what the autumn card's about as well. Conserving energy, taking care of yourself, taking care of the anxiety issues. This is a relationship where two people really do need to look within, and the reason why this is in separation or just not moving forward, and you might be asking the universe, you know, why isn't this moving forward? Why are we in separation? The reason is because this is a time for you to focus on you and building your healthy foundation as an individual, so that potentially, if you still want it, you can build a healthy foundation for this connection with this person. But right now, we have two people here who are not on strong, healthy foundations. Okay, even you have the balancing act card here, but look at how precariously she is sitting on that rock, you know? We need a nice, firm, solid foundation for ourselves. And for you, that's emotional regulation, recognizing your triggers when it comes to this relationship and relationships and connections in general, and learning how to handle those triggers and, you know, just not overthinking the heck out of your relationships, right? And for this person, they need to overcome some commitment phobia, okay, or some codependency. And it's one or the other. For everyone watching, to be honest, I'm kind of getting like 50-50 for that one. They're either commitment phobic, if this is a newer connection and, you know, you're waiting for that to move forward, or they are codependent. But either way, they need to focus on themselves and really address those issues. And I think they are recognizing those issues, and they're going to start doing that. I honestly do not know if there's anything this person can do about the sixth chakra in reversed. They recognize that they're really bad at picking up on things and reading between the lines. But I'm just, for some reason, I'm seeing that might not necessarily improve. And I don't know why I feel guided to say that. I think it's just kind of who they are. You know, some people just aren't tuned in, tapped in, turned on to the spiritual side of life and, you know, the energies that lie beneath the surface. And that's your person. But you're a very intuitive person yourself, so it's a nice balance. So I'm going to get some channeled messages from your person to further see what they realized about this connection. But to summarize right now, I think they realized how much chaos and conflict exists in this connection, and, you know, they're kind of like coming to the realization that they need to work on themselves. You need to work on yourself. And also they're coming to the realization about how much they just feel for this connection. You know, there's so much heartbreak here. This connection is not where they want it to be. Either they want to be further along with you, or they're really missing you if you broke up and they want to be further along with you, you know? But they recognize that, you know, this isn't built on a healthy foundation right now. So that's why you're in separation. That's why you're in just a stage of this relationship where you're both being asked by the universe to focus on yourselves. I hide behind material things came out for them. Interesting. And you know what? I feel like this is more so saying they're more tuned into the material side of life, the physical side of life. So, you know, how do I describe this? They're just not... I would be shocked if this was a spiritual person. I would be shocked if they were like really great at reading energy. I just really feel like this person's caught up in the matrix. You know, they're caught up in just working and eating and sleeping and sex and cuddles, you know, like that's kind of who they are. They're giving me a lot of earth energy on top of fire energy. So yeah, I think it's just harder for them to tune into the emotional, spiritual side of life. And they're realizing that, they're recognizing, they fully recognize that. I know I crossed the line with you. I feel like this was something that, why did that come out? I feel like your person just really recognizes their own unhealthy behavior in the past of this connection. Even if, you know, you haven't known each other for long. They for whatever reason, when it comes to the past of this relationship, they realized that they didn't act in the most healthy ways, you know? So what else are they realizing about this connection? Finding out the truth crushed, oh my gosh, crushed me. Okay. Whew. I again feel like you have the power here. So I almost feel like, I wonder who initiated this breakup. I really can't pinpoint it. But I feel like there's something about you, group number 1, that just has so much power here. Finding out the truth crushed me. Did you recently, like, tell them how you feel and it wasn't that easy with Storm Warning card? Or, like, maybe you shared your feelings that had a really difficult conversation about how you're feeling in this connection and perhaps, you know, some of the issues you're noticing, and that, like, kind of crushed them, like, it really stressed them out. That's what I feel. Okay, you and I were too young. Okay. And I want to feel that way again. Yeah, this person really wants this friendship, relationship, whatever it is. They really, really, really crave it. They want it. They're heartbroken. I really feel just the energy of heartbreak and sadness, and I really want this to work. But, like, we both have our own issues we need to work on, and there's just too much chaos and conflict, and I almost feel like maybe with the you and I were too young card, maybe there was some, like, verbal, like, raising of the voices and getting really argumentative. And now your person's realizing that that's just kind of immature and definitely could have handled conflicts with a lot more finesse, you know? Problems do arise in connections, you know? And I feel like maybe that's how this ended. Maybe you noticed something that you didn't like about this connection and you tried having a calm conversation about it. And since they're, you know, anxious and a little insecure, codependent, maybe they got overly upset about it. I don't know. There's just an escalation of emotions during conversations that really require a lot of peace and calmness. And I think that's, you know, a part of your history. I think that's what happened here. Or they definitely feel like they handled this relationship, this connection, with a lot of immaturity. They just didn't have a lot of self-awareness. They didn't realize how to healthily address conflict. I just keep coming back to that as the main issue here. And I think they realized that about this connection, and they recognize that. And they recognize that they need to learn how to handle conflict in a more healthy way in the future. And, you know, they need to focus on themselves and fill their own cup first so that they don't enter relationships from this, like, codependent, emotionally charged perspective. But they are heartbroken over this, okay? They really do realize that this is something they really wanted and still want, honestly. But they're extremely aware of just how this didn't work, you know, of the problems that existed here. I keep coming back to the problems, the arguing, the handling conflicts in a wrong way. And this had to come down. This relationship had to be torn down, and you had to go in the separation or this moment of individuality and focusing on your individual selves in order for you both to, you know, make that healthy foundation for yourself, fill your own cup first, and then hopefully, like, in their mind, hopefully they want to come together again with you, with both of your cups filled individually, and then create an abundance of that love, of that emotional energy. You know, that's kind of their goal. That's like their secret goal. I don't know if it's secret. I don't know if they talked to you about it, but I don't think they did, because with the Storm Warning card, I think they fear what might happen if they try coming forward. But I think they might come forward anyways, honestly, with the Eight of Wands coming out. This is a card of communication coming in, right? So yeah, that's about all I'm getting. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope this made sense. This was an interesting read for sure. Like this video if it resonated, if you like it. Comment your thoughts and feelings down below. I'd love to hear your stories, who this person is, how you know each other. That would be so interesting to me. And subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you have done that, I love you. You're great. And if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is in the description. spiritpsychic.org. Thank you guys. Bye. Okay, group number 2, welcome. Let's see what your person realized So these cards over here are going to represent what they realized about themselves in this connection. These cards are going to represent what they realized about you in this connection. And then these cards, this is my cat Volek, are going to represent what they realized from the relationship itself. Oh my gosh, he just smacked me in the face with his tail. Volek, can you please just gently, yeah, just get away. Wait, don't stand on the cards, please. Okay, so let's just take a look at all the cards and then we will do the reading and see what it all means. So, starting with what they realized about themselves in this connection, we have rescued. Wow, powerful word, powerful piece of artwork right there. We have deer, okay, earth energy. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in the house. So that could be their sun, moon, rising, Venus. Or they can just have a lot of earth energy in general. This is a very feminine spirit, very, I want to say fearful, just very aware, very perceptive, a little shy at times. So that's interesting to come out. We have strategy. We have the world reversed. And we have financial constraints reversed. Okay, and what they realized about you in this connection, we have fairies. We have firefly in reversed. Oh, I love the firefly. Adorable. We have adjacent possibilities reversed. We have the sun upright. Stunning. And we have the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. These are some good cards. Ooh, okay, so right off the bat, I just feel like they realized about you that you are just one of a kind. With the second chakra, the sacral chakra coming out for what they realized about you, I think they realized, like, this is going to sound so weird, especially if this is just a platonic connection, but they realized how attractive you are on like a romantic sense. Okay, because the sacral chakra does rule over creativity and sensuality, and I feel like you definitely get those vibes going for your person, and with the sun card here as well, they just see you as this extremely creative, free-spirited, loving person. Wow, these are good cards. I think they really admire you, honestly. So how they view the connection before I dive deep into all these. We have the Knight of Cups, or not how they view it, what they realized about the connection. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Five of Swords. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Eek. And then we have the Five of Cups in reversed. Okay, so 2 5s coming out here. The 5 is the number of change. I think what they realized about this connection is that, they need to walk away from their past. They need to move on from how they used to approach relationships. They need to mature a bit. They need to, I feel like you make them realize that some of the people in their life are just using them for their generosity. That truly just came through clairvoyantly. Like, that just came out of my mouth. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I think you make this person realize that some of the people in their life are not really a good friend for them. I think this person with the deer card here is very gentle, very giving. They have like a motherly energy, which is funny because I feel like for the majority of you, this is a man. But like they just have a very soft, gentle, peaceful aura about them. And I really love that. We love a peaceful person, especially a peaceful man. It's just such a charming quality to have. And this is somebody who usually thinks logically. I think what they realized about this connection is that they have to start applying an actual strategy here. Okay, because I think that when they entered this connection, they didn't really have a plan. Like when you guys met, They didn't really have a plan. It's just kind of like, oh, you met, you became friends or lovers or whatever, or in a relationship even. But this is somebody who like doesn't really know what they want for their life, right? And recently, and I think this is triggered because of you, they realize they need to start planning things out better, because over here we see adjacent possibilities in reversed. And I see this as a fear that your person has. Something they realized is that there are so many different future paths open for you, group number 2, and many of those paths do not involve them. And so now I think what your person realized, and you might be feeling this as well, is that time's kind of ticking here, you know? They can't just keep staying in this energy of like, oh, I don't really know what I want, and I'm just enjoying the connection, seeing where it's going, you know, seeing where this friendship's going. Although for a lot of you guys, I feel like this is a romantic connection. I think you're still in contact for the majority of you, but they're starting to really get serious about the fact that, like, you know, they can't just not have a plan. Like, they're starting to realize they need to plan things out better. Even if it's just everyday things like hanging out. Like, maybe you guys hang out and you don't really know what to do and it's kind of boring. And there might be some awkward silences. They're starting to think like, oh, maybe I should plan things out better, plan better activities or better dates. You know, this person's starting to realize like they need to put a little bit more effort into this connection. And they need to really get clear about the future here. The good news is they're starting to realize that they're not, from this connection, they've realized that they're not lacking as much as they thought they were. And also, this is a sign that their finances are increasing soon, or maybe they just recently paid off some debts, or something of that nature. Maybe they got a raise or something. I just feel like this person might have been holding out hope for some reason. Like, maybe when I'm done, maybe when I make more money, or maybe when I have a car, or maybe when I'm done school, or maybe when I get that job, or maybe when I move, we can hang out more. We can have these better dates planned. We can have these better hangout sessions planned. You know, there's a lot of like excuses here as for why this person acted the way they acted in the past. But as time goes by in this connection, they're starting to realize that they need to start putting more effort in, because over here we see that you are 100% worth it. Okay, let's take a look at this firefly energy in reversed. Well, first off, I don't know if you guys have fireflies where you live. I do, and they're my absolute favorite. But this shows a very cute, adorable little creative spirit, which is you. That's how they view you, as just this bright, beaming butt of light. For some of you guys, they might be attracted to your backside, you know. Random message, but you're just this adorable, quaint little thing in their eyes, you know, and it's cute. But I feel like you have a very, I don't know how to describe it. You give me similar vibes to myself, so like ADHD energy, where it's just like, I don't want to say fickle, but your mind goes from one thing to another, and you're always looking at the bright side in life, and you're always like looking for the next adventure or the next, you know, hit of dopamine, or, you know, you don't really just sit still for long in life, you know. You might like sit still for a while, but I think you just have this wanderlust that always comes creeping back in, and it's just like, all right, it's time for my next life adventure. Right? So with this card in reversed, what they're realizing about you is that, like, if I don't start stepping my game up and planning things out better, this person might leave me. You know, they might find something more exciting. They might find that hit of dopamine somewhere else. You know, I think your person views themselves as a little bit boring. Maybe they even told you that, like, oh, I'm a boring person. I don't know what to tell you. But for some reason, there's just this fear here of you walking away from them. And they're starting to realize, like, yeah, I got to start putting my part in. You know, the world reversed, the 5 of Cups reversed, the 5 of Swords. These are all cards showing an ending and moving forward in a positive direction, you know. With the 5 of Swords, this shows someone walking away from drama and conflict and chaos, you know, from ego battles. The 5 of Cups reversed shows fully letting go and finding peace in, you know, things that we held dear and near to us that have been a little bit toxic for us. You know, we're able to turn around and really focus on the healthy relationships, because, you know, I think when you met this person, group number 2, sorry if this reading's all over the place. I think they were surrounded by some people in their lives, and I feel like these are friends, okay? Like some friends of theirs, like maybe took advantage of their gentle spirit and maybe asked them to do a lot of favors or just didn't really treat them fairly. I'm getting some toxic energy from their past. And they're starting to realize, like, because of you, they were able to recognize that and create healthier friendships and relationships in their life. And with the rescued card here, this person truly, truly admires you. The rescued card really shows someone who has this need to help others, to rescue others. It comes from people pleasing, and people pleasing comes from childhood and how our parents treated us. So you might notice that their parents, if they've ever talked about them, might have kind of given them those people pleasing personality traits, or maybe it's in their culture, or they were just kind of raised to be this pleaser, you know? And I think they're becoming consciously aware of it because of you. Like, you might have pointed it out to them, or just, like, I'm just getting so much unconditional love from you with the Sun card here. And so you unconditionally loving them is like, hey, like, make sure you're taking time to take care of yourself. Like, you don't have to do everything for everyone around you all the time, you know? It's okay to, you know, do something for yourself. It's okay to take care of yourself, fill your own cup, especially with the financial constraints cards in reverse. This usually comes out when there are money issues or work issues that kind of get in the way of other areas of life. And your person was dealing with that for a while. You know, they might have been overworked. They might still be overworked or just lacking in resources. And that was kind of getting in the way, or at least they let it become a belief that it was getting in the way of this connection. But in all actuality, I don't think it would have gotten in the way of this connection. I just think, you know, they're a little insecure about that. Your person's so, I love their energy. They're so gentle. They're so nice. Oh, man. They really do have so much feelings for you. Let's talk about this fairies card as well. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the firefly card, okay? I think fireflies and fairies, they're essentially one and the same in my book. But, you know, this card comes out to really show you that you are an ancestor of fairies. And if you don't believe in fairies, I'm sorry, just bear with me for a moment. But you have a very fae-like energy about you, you know? Just kind of like in tune with nature and spirit equally, you know? Just walking between those realms, being Mother Earth herself in human form, but also being spirit itself in human form. It's just, you have a very playful, energetic, happy-go-lucky, creative, loving, flirty, I don't know why I want to use the word naughty. I never use that word. I hate that word. Energy about you. Spunky, that's the word. Spunky energy about you. And they just absolutely adore it. This is what they're realizing right now. I think they're just kind of, you know, it's kind of sweet. I think they're just, the thing that they're realizing is just how much feelings they have for you at this time. Like, they're just reflecting on how adorable you are. And I just keep wanting to use the word adorable and magical and also kind of wise, because you're just connected to spirit. So you give really awesome sound advice to them, and you're really in tune with your intuition and your creativity. And it's just something so nice and new to them, because they're somebody filled with earth energy, and, you know, they use their logical mind a lot more. So you're just this unbelievable thing to them, you know? You're just this magical creature that they never thought they'd find. You know, in a world of numbers and logic and routine, you are just this zesty little playful ball of colors and energy, and you light up their world. But I think it's a really nice balance we have going on here, because with all that creative, spiritual energy, this person really stabilizes you and could be a really good person to just help you get in touch with your gentle, patient, nurturing side, and, you know, letting things flow as they may, and going with the flow. I think this person moves slightly slower than you when it comes to love and life. You know, they like to make sure of everything. They like their routines. They like to just be very sure of what's going on. They're not as spontaneous and as fun-loving as you, I guess I would say. But I don't know what it is, group number 2, but this person, you really struck a chord of fear in them. Maybe it's because you're just living your own life. You have your own hobbies and friends and, things to fulfill you. So if they're, wanting this time and space and not wanting to go out, you're saying to yourself, well, you know what? I'm going to go out anyways. I'm going to do these things anyways. And so you don't let this person's routinely way of doing things get in the way of your fun and the things that you want to do. You will go out and live your life to the fullest with or without them, And I feel like they're definitely picking up on that energetically. This person is actually quite in tune with you. I think you guys are telepathic, which is funny because I have a feeling this person might not even believe in, the spiritual nature of life, I guess you could say, but they're definitely telepathically and energy in tune with you. And I do want to say, guys, if this is somebody that you've slept with, doing that is like creating a direct line of energy between people, which is why it's very important to understand and know the person that you're going to sleep with, because let me tell you, sometimes when you're out and about having fun and wanting a spontaneous fling, and you're extremely psychically sensitive and you have a little fling with someone who has a very low vibrational energy because you didn't realize they had low vibrational energy, it can affect you. It creates that direct link, and you take on some of their energy and they take on yours. So this person has a very close, strong link with you energetically, a strong energy cord, and they are definitely picking up on the fact that you are just busy, with the sun. You have your hobbies, your job, your life purpose, whatever it may be, your friends, and, you're just busy living your life. And I think you have this very self-love, individualistic attitude right now where you're just like, I'm going to enjoy my life. And whoever wants to be a part of it can be a part of it, but I'm not going to force, I'm not going to chase, I'm not going to press. And that is just that's like exactly where you need to be in order for this person to come forward more. And that's exactly what they're doing. They have this fear of you walking away. Like, I'm not putting in enough work. I got to start putting in more work. And like, what if they suddenly leave? Like, this person has so much fear of you leaving. And so if you've been noticing that they're kind of stepping up their game in small ways, that is why. So we didn't even look at this card. This is, what they realized about the connection. And it is clean it up. Clean it up. Yeah. So I have a feeling that many of you might be at the point in your relationship where maybe you are in a committed relationship, but it's like depending on your definition of new, I would say like within the first 5 years of the connection, right? Or you know what? It could be even longer than that. Or maybe you just started dating this person. I just really do feel romantic energy here, though, especially with the Knight of Cups, for sure. If it's not romantic, it might be like a creative partner. Like maybe this is a best friend that you do yoga with or have like a business with. I don't know. But anyways, they're starting to notice you doing your own thing. And I almost want to say I don't want to say it's jealousy, but it's similar to that. It's like, well, I want to be a part of their little world, You're like the sun to this person. Very warm. They enjoy being around you. And the fear of you finding someone else, a new best friend, a new relationship, that just strikes fear in them, And so they're starting to step up their game a little bit. Yeah, okay. I feel like I've beaten this message to death. So let's move on. With Clean It Up, also, I didn't even finish my thought on that. This is them, I feel like whatever issues you're going through right now, or whatever stage of the journey you're in right now, it's just, I just feel like this person's peaceful overall. And again, we have this deer coming out. So it's very, minuscule. Like, your issues with this person is no big deal, It really is, nitpicky. Cleaning up the relationship, making little improvements here and there. Like, oh, is this where I'm getting a little bit jealous? Okay, maybe I should work on that. Or is this something that makes them unhappy? Like, let's work on that, Like, your relationship is so at peace. I feel that the problems that you are encountering with this person actually aren't even that big of a deal. Okay, but there is this fear, and there is this message of at least for them, they realize they need to let go more of the past. Oh, I just saw 2121 as well. So that's interesting. The number 2 numerologically represents partnerships and emotional intimacy. and being upfront with your emotions. And the number represents individuality and self-love. And so this is the number 21, especially when repeated, is the perfect balance between those two energies. I'm going to take care of myself and make sure my cup of love is full. And you're going to make sure that your cup of love is full, your cup of love and fulfillment. You have your hobbies, your friends, everything that makes you happy. You're self-sustaining, right? And with two self-sustaining individuals, we can come together and share in that beautiful romance, So that's kind of the theme of what's going on here. And that's kind of what your person is realizing at this time, that they need to do that. And they're making realizations when it comes to walking away from certain things, ending certain chapters in their life. But there is some hesitancy coming from, it's not just ending chapters. It's also, I'm seeing this as more so coming forward with a deeper level of commitment and sharing your feelings. They feel it so strongly from the universe and from their own inner knowing to just move forward in love with you. And if they are dealing with any exes, I'm not going to sit here and say that they are, because I genuinely don't feel that's the case for most people. But if they are, they need to let go of them. They need to let go of old feelings. They need to let go of their old way of doing things. I just feel like right now, this Wheel of Fortune reminds me of that song, Big Wheels Keep on Turning, Proud Mary. The universe is constantly going to move things forward. And I feel like right now your spirit guides and their spirit guides are like, all right, let's get this ball rolling. Like, we got to move forward here. And they feel this pressure from themselves and from the universe itself to move things forward, or else, you're going to keep moving forward with or without them. It's like, get on the train or miss it entirely. You're not going to stop your life. You're not going to put your life on hold because this person is afraid, because this person doesn't know what they want. And so right now, what they realized is they have to strategize, figure out what they want, and figure out how to move this forward, move this connection forward, and figure out how to make this relationship as healthy as possible, as happy as possible, and with lots of fun memories. This person is really focused right now on planning events, like there's like a focus on, okay, well, how can we have better dates, or how can we have better vacations, or how can we have better hangout sessions, like they're trying to just overall take a more planned approach so that you have something to look forward to with them. They're just so afraid of coming off as boring, and they're so afraid of you leaving because of that, because they see you as this exciting ball of energy. And I feel like it's time for them to catch up. So let's see, what did they realize about this connection other than those things? They really do have so much love for you. Okay, we have, my life is not as together as it seems. Yeah, your person is definitely on the struggle bus, okay? Financially and with their career or life purpose. Maybe they're going to school a whole lot right now, or just struggling financially or with their job. Like, there's just, and also I'm getting like a tired energy from them. Like, it's hard to describe, but they feel like their life isn't together. I think they're in a pretty low place right now, an insecure place as well, and so that's affecting your connection. We also have, I wish I could share my good news with you. Okay, so with this card, I don't want you to take it literally, because how I perceived this as it came out was that they were saying, I wish I could share my good feelings with you. I wish I could tell you that I love you, because I do. I wish I could tell you how you're the most adorable little thing I've ever laid my eyes on, but I'm afraid. This person is just, for whatever reason, they're just so shy. Like, I really think it boils down to them being a shy person and being very afraid, because like, you're this bright, beaming, optimistic, you might be extroverted, or at least compared to them, you're an extrovert. Even if you're introverted, like compared to their level of introversion, which I'm definitely picking up on, you're like this beaming extrovert. Like, they just are so shy. It's interesting. Woo. We need to let each other go. I don't react when people mention you. Yeah, this person, okay. So again, I don't want you to take these literally if the literal message does not resonate, but I think this person is hardcore downplaying their feelings for you. And you know what? I just got the message. Some of you watching, this might be a friend who has like a burning crush on you. Okay. Just so you're aware here, because I can see that as well. Like they're wanting to kind of, because that hesitation to share their feelings, that wanting to go to the next level. Let me clarify something as well for everyone watching. This person wants to go to the next level of commitment with you, okay? So if you're thinking like, oh, they're dragging their feet, they don't want to do this, they don't want to, no, they do. They 100% do. Okay? It's all in their energy. They are just terrified, okay? And they are like, this is somebody who literally wakes up in the morning and just has the most negative thoughts about themselves. Like, oh, I'm stupid, I'm awkward, I'm shy, blah, blah, blah. Like, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy almost, you know? This person is well aware of the fact that they need to put they just think that you deserve better. And, God, I really hope they don't make this a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I think a part of them would feel almost relieved if you walked away from them and selected someone else, or just kind of like drop them and move on with their life, because then it's like, okay, well, now I don't have to have that uncomfortable conversation. But they want, like, there's nothing they want more in the world than to actually get to that higher level of commitment with you. So this is like a true battle between fear and love. All they want is to elevate this connection with you, but their fears are so large that it's completely preventing that. Okay, so what my advice would be for you is, if you're seeing some improvements with this person, like they're starting to open up a little bit more and a little bit more about their feelings and emotions, and you kind of feel the energy shifting to become more loving and vulnerable every day, good, just stay there. You know, they might not be moving as quickly as you would like, but I think that's a good start, you know? Now, if this is like completely stagnating and you're frustrated and you're ready to move on, you know, and this goes for everybody, like, don't put your life on hold for this person, okay? In fact, I think the destiny of this connection is like, the more you keep living your life with or without this person, the more they're going to realize like, oh, I gotta like put more effort in. I gotta like actually open up and be emotionally vulnerable. Do not baby this person, okay? Because they have such a gentle, nurturing energy. Like, they're just very adorable that I feel like you might accidentally like baby them and kind of justify their slow moving ways or their fears a little, like, oh, they're just scared, it's okay, I'll give them time, you know? Like, don't baby them, you know? Keep remembering that you do deserve an emotionally open and available connection, and you do deserve, you know, somebody who plans nice dates and stuff, you know, in an equal amount of effort that you do. You do deserve somebody who knows what they want with you, you know, and who's not afraid to elevate that intimacy. So keep that in mind, you know, don't baby this person, don't baby this person. I think the more you just live your truth, the more they will come towards you. We also have, at the bottom of the deck, I'm starting to understand our connection. Yeah, your person's really, really, really recently been feeling for you. I'm so attracted to you. Exactly. Whew. They got the hots for you, group number 2. That is for sure. And it's not just the hots. Like, they are actually like quite in love with you. This person's in love with you, and they're realizing that more and more every day, but especially nowadays. So if you felt like a shift in the energy where this person's like acting a little bit more loving, or it's just something feels different about them, like they seem to be focusing more on you, you know? I think in the past couple of months in this connection, this person was kind of focused on their finances or work a lot, you know, just trying to like keep themselves afloat. And so the focus wasn't entirely on you, but I think you kind of weren't getting fulfilled by this connection in some way. And so you were like, okay, well, how can I, you know, fulfill these certain needs elsewhere? So like maybe like you have this need to go out once a week and they can't do that. So it's like, all right, well, I'm going to go out with my best friends and I'm going to post it all over social media and, you know, be cute, be hot. And they're seeing that and they're like, oh, well, I want to do that, you know? So Keep doing you, group number 2. Thank you guys for joining me. Like this video if you liked it. Comment your thoughts and feelings down below. I'd love to hear who this person is to you and how this resonated for you. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you have subscribed, I absolutely adore you. And if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box. spiritpsychic.org. Thank you guys. Bye. Okay, group number 3, welcome to your reading. Let's see what this person realized about you. So these cards are going to represent what they realized about themselves in this connection. These cards are going to represent what they realized about you in this connection. And then these cards will represent what they realized about this connection itself. So what did they realize about themselves in this connection? We have winter. Okay, this is a lot of healing energy, a lot of going within, a lot of shadow work. So through this connection, I feel like it really, like your connection with them triggered a lot of shadow work within themselves, triggered a lot of healing within themselves. You know, I feel like whatever it is about this connection, it really sparked this deeper healing journey for themselves. And they're making some pretty big realizations about their life and the patterns at which they, you know, move through life and their emotional patterns and their patterns in relationships especially. So it's very interesting. We have the camel reversed. Okay, this is giving me Sagittarius energy. So that could be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. You know, it could also be Aries or Leo, but I feel like the camel spirit itself gives me big Sagittarius vibes. So your person might view themselves as mature, well-traveled, culturally aware. They might be from a different culture than you. They might be somebody who enjoys learning about the world at large, traveling, languages, higher education. Any of these things ring a bell, even like spirituality, spiritual seeking, you know, that's the energy of the camel spirit. It is a seeker. And it has a lot of stamina, and it is usually a pretty emotionally intelligent being. You know, it carries its water within itself. And so the spirit of the camel really represents, you know, being able to emotionally fulfill ourselves and just be very calm, patient, and, you know, be able to endure the long road. Okay, so when the camel spirit shows up for somebody, and especially in this reading where it's like, what did they realize about themselves? I think they're realizing that there's somebody who might be happier in some long-term friendships and commitments, you know? I think when it comes to investing their emotional well-being into others, they definitely are happier when, like, with the knowledge that that person's going to be in their lives for a long time. And I think your person, they might be somebody who's a little bit hard to get to know at first, but once you're in their heart, it's almost like you're there forever, you know? That's kind of how they view things. They view things for the long haul. And I think the camel spirit, at least to me, if it comes out for somebody in any form of reading, it usually represents somebody who might be into things like marriage and long-term investments, anything long-term really, you know? They have the stamina to keep it up. We have blossoming abundance reversed. I always tell myself I'm not going to talk about every single card as they come out, and then that's exactly what I end up doing. We have the temple path. And we have anxiety reversed. Okay, very interesting. Learning a lot. What they realized about you in this connection is moon secrets. Oh, you're just this beautiful night goddess or god. This magical, mystical being. And we have peacock. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the fact that the peacock card came out for you and what they realized about you, they just view you as so beautiful. I mean, imagine the peacock with its foliage in full display. You know, it's one of the most beautiful, show-stopping animals in the animal kingdom, right? And that is how they view you. Not as an animal, although technically we all are, but just as breathtaking, you know, breathtakingly gorgeous. And this is like physical beauty, you know. You might be cool personality wise as well, but like, you know, they're really into your looks. You're somebody that if you ever catch them staring at you for prolonged amounts of time, it's because they're genuinely attracted to you. And I think you need to know that, group number 3. We have door to personal healing and happiness. Oh man, there's that personality. Yeah, you have it all, group number 3, at least in the eyes of this person. 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. Okay, yeah, can't have it all. And the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael in reversed. You know what? I see some mirroring going on here. I definitely think you're both the type of person to give so much great love and advice to everyone around you. You know, you can spot the red flags like that and tell your friend, like, that person's toxic, break up with them. Or that person's great, stay with them. And you help people through their hard time. Like, you just give really good advice, group number 3. And your person gives really good advice as well. But the thing is, when it comes to opening up to other people about your life, both of you kind of hesitate. There's a bit of hesitation there. I think this is a really beautiful connection or friendship or whatever it is, because you're both the type of person who prioritizes other people above yourself more often than not. You're both the type of person who, you're both healers. You heal other people, and the universe is like having this big divine comedy with itself, saying, how funny would it be if we put these two people together and then they're both forced to accept love and open up with each other, and nobody's going to take the initiative. You know, these people they're going to have to do it simultaneously and figure it out on their own. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of you are taking the lead in this connection, but none of you are also taking the back seat. Like, you're both completely level when it comes to prioritizing other people. And it can pose a problem because it's like, especially your person's realizing that you are not the type to open up easily. You know, with the 4th chakra in reverse, this is like having your heart a little bit closed off to love. And with the 5th chakra, this is closing off communication. Like, this person finds you so beautiful. They find your personality beautiful. You give great advice and healing and happiness to them. But they're having a hard time feeling like you're letting them in, you know? This is surface level energy, to be honest. And so group number 3, I wonder, is this person like a friends with benefits with you that you're keeping in this place of not wanting it to go deeper? And you know what? It's funny. You might even want this to go deeper. And you might not even realize that you're the one preventing that because you're not opening up about your own life stories with them, you know? You're a great listener, group number 3. You're an active listener. You are a great advice giver. You're always there for everyone around you. But you're mysterious. That's why Moon Secrets came out specifically. There's a lot of moon cards in this deck, but you have moon secrets. You're a mysterious person emotionally, because the moon represents emotions and divine femininity and vulnerability and creating space for that. And secrets are secrets, you know. I think you're a complete mystery to this person. I feel that they almost feel like they don't know you that well. Even if you do have known each other for a while, like, they realized that you, group number 3, are putting a hand up, keeping them at arm's length. And I don't know if you are doing this consciously. I don't know if you're aware that you're doing this. But yeah. So what are they realizing about themselves over here? Anxiety reversed. Something about this connection and meeting you. And I think because you're kind of keeping this at arm's length and slowing the connection down, they actually kind of realized how bad their anxiety is, because I think from you doing that, it created a lot of anxiety within them. But because it created so much anxiety within them, they realized that they have a problem with anxiety, and they're like, why am I anxious all the time? Why am I overthinking all the time? You know, and since they met you, because you know what it is, you triggered their anxiety. They might have relationship anxiety or like social anxiety or something, and you triggered it really, really badly. But it's almost kind of good that you did that, because they are able to address it, because now they recognize that within themselves. Does that make sense? So yeah, they're healing right now. And we have the camel, we have the temple path. There's just somebody who's in it for the long haul, guys. They want long-term energy with you, whether that's like you guys being best friends forever or, you know, marriage or long-term commitment. Like they're looking for something long-term with the temple path and the camel. But I don't think they're getting it right now. I don't think you're giving it to them. I wonder if you're giving it to them. So from this connection, they realize that they do in fact want a long-term relationship, long-term connections in their life. They realize they have some anxiety. Oh, hi Luna. Oh my gosh, every single pile, there has to be a cat. Okay, yep, mess up the microphone. Get out of here. Get that tush out of here. And then what they realized about you in this connection is that you are a little bit more closed off than you appear to be. You're full of secrets, and they're still trying to figure you out, but they do know that you make them extremely happy, and they can see a lot of potential. And I really want to emphasize the word potential, healing and happiness with you. Because with the door to personal healing and happiness, it's like they see it. They see this opportunity right here with you, but you both just have to walk through the door, right? So let's see how they view the relationship. What are the connecting energies here? We have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, they're realizing that they want something more solid with you. The Ace of Wands. That's that attraction again. Yeah. Notice the firm and tall structure of that wand there. We have the Sun. Oh man, these are good. Four of Wands. Boom. Three of Swords. Oh my gosh, you know, with the Three of Swords next to the Four of Wands and all these amazing cards, it's just giving me like they love you so much that it hurts them. But guys, for real, this is a really great spread. Wait, hold on. Let's see what this card is before I get ahead of myself. Treasure Island. Okay. Okay. All right. This person straight up wants marriage with you. Like if this is a romantic connection, or if you guys are friends, like they want to be like best friends with you. They want long-term energy with you. Group number 3. Why aren't you giving it to them? For real, with the Three of Swords, I genuinely think you're the one you're the one standing in the way of this. Why? Leave in the comment section why. Like, how does this resonate with you? And you might not even realize you're doing it. Maybe you're just kind of like not opening up or what? I don't know. I want to read the Moon Secrets card, and I want to read it from the book. Something's telling me to just read the entire passage, so... Life is all about cycles. Creation depends on cycles. The cycles that create life on Earth are meshed with those that create and run the universe. We are all aware of the moon cycles and the effects that they have upon life on Earth. From our tides to our reproductive cycles, the moon has great influence upon our lives. For certain, the universe also has many other cycles that influence us. Everything in existence is cyclical in one form or another, or it could not exist. Cycles bring order to the universe and to our lives. There is a season for everything. Everything must happen in its own time. A cycle forms a circle, which symbolizes continuance, oh my gosh, of cosmic energy flow. How did I pass English? Oh my gosh. Okay. The energy that animates each of us is never ending. It was in the beginning and will ever be. It can change forms, but it cannot be destroyed. Learn to know the cycles that affect you. Sense them. Pay attention and notice all the cycles around you in your life. The seed that sprouts and grows has a cycle. Day and night are cyclical. You breathe in and you breathe out. What all these cycles tell you is that there is an order in the universe and that there is order in your life. You just have to acknowledge the order and flow with it. Don't fight it. Know that when you relax into life, things begin to work more smoothly as you are no longer fighting against the universal energy patterns, but moving within. Okay, so what this is telling me about you is to be more in flow with your own feelings, you know? If you have feelings for this person, tell them. I think you're the person that you're dealing with here, they almost are holding a little bit more power than you at the moment, because I think that they already, like, it's almost like the ball's in your court, group number 3. Like, you're the one that has to open up a bit more here. You're the one that has to decide what you want here, you know? But like what this person realized about this connection is that you're a real treasure, okay? With Treasure Island, you are just one of a kind, very special. And, despite the fact that you might be a little bit closed off at times, okay? You might not communicate your feelings as they come up. And you might have your heart a little bit closed off for whatever reason. Maybe you've been hurt in the past. This person loves you nonetheless, because they just view you as beautiful in every single stinking way. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. Oh my gosh, you just have it all in their eyes. And I think your mystery almost, in a semi-unhealthy way, makes them even more intrigued by you. They want to chase you. They want to uncover all your secrets, They view you in a very sensual light as well, which is concerning if you're friends. But this is somebody who is just happy around you. They just enjoy your presence. They enjoy your company. And they want to blossom with you. They want this blossoming abundance. And right now, and this is what's so awesome about your person, they're patient with you. With the camel, they understand that everybody opens up in their own time. And I don't think this person's going to force you to like them or force you into anything or force you to open up. They are very respectful about your autonomy and about your healing journey in life, because they know that they're on their healing journey right now. And I think you triggered a lot of healing within them. I think, I guess when you talk to this person, you almost have this very therapeutic effect on them, like a therapist or something. I think you give them really good emotional advice. And they take better care of themselves because you are in their life. And I think that's why they view you as somebody who they're willing to be patient with and go the long haul with. They want a new beginning with you. They want commitment with you. They want passionate new beginning with you, for sure. Absolutely. They're feeling a little heartbroken. They're feeling a little anxious. I think your person is very prepared, very ready right now to open up this connection in whatever direction you're willing to take it in. But they really do need clarity from you. Group number 3, balls in your court. Tell this person what you want with this connection, because they're a little bit heartbroken over it, okay? Because they just view you they love you so much that it hurts, They love you so much that it hurts. They're just ready to be in that stage where you're fully comfortable with someone, fully comfortable just sharing feelings and being your goofy selves in front of each other. That's all they want. They're ready for that. They treasure you. They're grateful for you. But at the same time, they're such a sweet person. It's even if they don't want that, I'll be okay just knowing that they exist. And I think that's the sweetest thing. Even if you rejected them, group number 3, they're happy as long as you're happy. It's so sweet. But you really did, for whatever reason, trigger a lot of healing within this person. I wonder why this person views you as somebody who rejected them. I wonder if for some of you, you literally rejected them. They tried to open this up to romance and you said no. Or maybe you were in a situationship or in a relationship with them and then you broke it off. But there is this energy of waiting for you to uncover your secrets, waiting for you to get comfortable with this, taking time, because this person sees you here for the long haul. We also see a baby here, okay? I don't want to freak any of you out. We have a house, a wedding, a baby, a garden. So that might be some things that this person fantasizes about. Whenever the Page of Pentacles comes out, though, this just shows a new start. All pages represent a new start, but the Pentacle specifically shows a new start when it comes to stability and knowing where you stand. This person's realizing that that's really what they want here. They really want that. They want the passion. They want the love and the happiness, the overflow, because you're their sun and their moon. You're a moon goddess in their eyes, or god, or whatever, you're full of secrets and mystery and magic. Oh man, maybe they're your sun. The sun and the moon, just waiting to be together, always separated by the horizon. Dang. Let's get some channeled messages from them. Okay, by the way, I'm drinking some sleepy time tea, so if I start getting a little silly on you, it's because I'm getting relaxed. some valerian root tea. Very delicious. Very delicious indeed. And it really does help you sleep. So if anybody's been having trouble sleeping recently, get yourself some valerian root tea. Anyways, what did this person realize about you, about this connection? What did they realize? I knew exactly what I was doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. Kind of cryptic. Don't know what that's about. I'm sure you do. We will be together again. Oh, this person is just... Oh. So many things remind me of you. Guys, I also want to point out, this deck is, like, overwhelmingly negative. Like, I think the majority of the cards in here are pretty negative. And you got all these happy cards. Like, I knew exactly what I was doing when it comes to them interacting with you. They know exactly what they're doing. They're not messing with their feelings. They have... This person... They seem to have an agenda. They seem to know exactly what they want in this connection. You know, they want that marriage. They want that long-term energy, that long-term commitment. And they're really, really hoping that you guys will be together in that way, or be together again if you are separated right now for whatever reason, whether breakup, long distance, temporary separation. This person's thinking of you all the time. You know, I get this vision that, like, they'll be out and about living their life and just think, like, wow, it would be so nice if group number 3 was here, if my peacock was here, you know, if my moon goddess was here. It would be so nice. As they live their life, they're just daydreaming what it would be like if you were by their side. I will wait for a sign from you. Yes, that is a really big confirmation. Guys, like I said, ball's in your court. To me, it seems like this person either has shared their feelings or has some way made it obvious that they have feelings for you. You know, like it's now your turn, group number 3. If you want this to move forward, I am telling you, it is safe for you to share your feelings with this person. If you reciprocate all these feelings that they're giving off right now, tell them. You will make their life, okay? I will wait for a sign from you. They're not going to keep pushing because they're mature, you know? And they're not creepy. They're not a creep, guys. You know, if they get rejected, no means no, right? Like, they understand that. If you rejected them, they're not going to pursue you again. If you, in some way, said slow down, you know, they're going to wait for your cues to speed things up again. If you said, like, you're moving too fast, you know, they're waiting for you, you know? They're just waiting to see you move forward. And it's funny because it goes back to the people-pleasing thing. Like, this is somebody who is so used to other people taking the lead, so used to taking care of other people, just understanding what other people want and then kind of, like, going from there. Like, you both operate off of whoever's energy you're with, you know? You move at the pace of others. And so they're kind of waiting for you. And part of me thinks that you're waiting for them. Oh, I am afraid to contact you. Yeah, this person, they need you to give them more if this is going to go anywhere deeper, guys. Don't be afraid to show your love to them. Don't be afraid to show your gratitude. You know, with the heart chakra in reverse, I want to talk about this a little bit more. Because I have a story or a personal confession that Spirit wants me to share with you with the heart chakra in reverse. So I've been in a lot of bad relationships in my life and a lot of bad friendships that have betrayed my trust and just kind of sucked overall, even if they were just annoying. And so I noticed this thing that I do when I get into new connections. I'll have like several months where I'm just overtly negative about the person and just constantly searching for red flags of how it's going to go wrong. And then I reach that point where the universe is just like giving me all these signs of like, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe. And then I'm just like, okay. And then this weird like light bulb shift happens. And I'm just like, this person's so nice. Like, they've been waiting for me this whole time, you know. I've been looking for all these red flags that they don't have, and they're still here, and they're still being consistent, and etc. And then it's like this light bulb red flag where, like, I'm in love with them. Suddenly I'm in love. And then it's just very loving and pure. And I no longer have these fears. And so I think you might have a similar story with this person. Group number 3. Let your walls down. You have emotional walls up. You know, let them down. Because I think, and you know what, this person, they're so understanding too. Like, they're so understanding. Like, I think they they definitely empathize with the fact that you've been hurt in the past, and that's why you might have these walls up. Otherwise, it wouldn't be coming out in the reading, right? And they might empathize with the fact that, you know, you might be a little bit hesitant to communicate your true feelings and stories and stuff out of fear of judgment, because maybe you've been judged in the past. Like, they I can't talk today. Empathize with that. Okay? And they're never gonna force or chase or press you into opening up more. You know, it's just something you have to do on your own. Group number 3. I think this person is really good for you. I think if you're constantly looking for red flags in them, you should perhaps stop, unless you genuinely do see red flags in them. You know? But, it's your choice. It's your choice. You have free will at the end of the day. But this person's just kind of bummed out that you're not opening up more. But otherwise, they're realizing that they're quite in love with you. And there's a lot of happiness in this connection. And you know what? This might be a mirrored thing. Like, you're starting to realize as well, like, wow, this person is actually really cool and actually really patient and great. And you know what? Maybe I should create that new beginning, opening up, making something more stable with them. You know, I think this might be one of those situations where, like I said in the beginning, your energies are so similar. The universe is playing this cosmic joke on you. And now you're both mirroring each other and realizing, like, yeah, this other person's great, fantastic. We should really, really do something about this to create more happiness and emotional vulnerability here. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful stuff. You can invite me to your wedding. Thank you guys for joining me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. I'd love to hear your story on who this is in the comment section, and I'm sure other people who selected this group would love to read it too. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description, spiritpsychic.org. So go ahead and check that out. Thank you guys. Bye.